Wednesday, October 23rd, 2019. Eric and I are here at Fort Moultrie in South Carolina. Directly across from this is where Fort Sumter is on the other side, which of course is where the original shots, or the first shots I should say, of the Civil War were fired. We're hoping to go there at some point. I don't think we're going to be able to go there today, but we're hoping to go to Fort Sumter at some point and see that. And I took some pictures, but right over here, actually I'm going to walk over there. This plaque here says, a Seminole leader, perhaps Fort Moultrie's most celebrated resident, was Osceola, a famed Seminole leader who led his people in their fight to remain in Florida rather than submit to removal to the Indian Territory. Osceola was given freedom of the fort while being held here from January 1st, 1838, until his death from throat infection on January 30th. It also goes on to say, near the end of the Civil War, on the night of January 15th, 1865, the Union ironclad monitor USS Patapsco sank in Charleston Harbor, victim of a Confederate mine. 62 men lost their lives. 5 of them are buried here. Here's the grave of Osceola, where he's buried. And directly kind of across from it is the monument and grave of where the 5 men are buried. And here we are walking into the fort.
Stories Grandma told us, Clark told them. We might die, and then the guy walked across the floor upstairs.
Wow. I'm going to go up there, but that says that's the Battery McCorkle #1. As you walk up here, you also see Battery McCorkle #2 and #3 here. This sign here says Battery McCorkle Service Magazine. Each gun in Battery McCorkle had its own magazine to supply ready ammunition to the 3-inch rapid-fire guns. Wow. This is Battery Bingham number 1. And we also have Battery Bingham number 2. Put that down there. I was reading the sign here. It says these 2 rapid fire batteries, which would be this right here and then over this way as well, the next one, are part of the Endicott installations that protected Charleston from the Spanish-American War until World War II began. Oh wow. This is a service magazine. This magazine held the ready ammunition for nearby guns. It's one of the 6 small powder storage areas built in Fort Moultrie in the 1870s. Wow. This is so cool. Eric's touring it, of course, also, but he's on the other side right now, looking at stuff. And of course, all of this is underground. Wow, this is bomb-proof. Corridor you're standing in was designed to connect several of these magazines. Wow. And this actually goes back in there. This is so cool. I hope Eric sees this, but if not, I'm going to bring him over here and show him. Wow. And it actually goes out that way. I'm not going to go all the way because it's locked, it looks like, with a gate. But and actually this comes out where I came in a minute ago. That sign said tour, so there must be a tour that comes through here. I'm gonna go back out to where I was a minute ago though. appears you can go in here too. I'm gonna go up there next and check that out. Standing here reading a little bit of this plaque here, and it says that on March 7th, 1944, the U.S. Army and Navy combined their efforts into a new concrete splinter-proof and gas-proof building to control and monitor traffic in and out of Charleston Harbor. The combined effort was known as the Harbor Entrance Control Post, HECP, and the Harbor Defense Command Post, HDCP. The post included a signal tower, an observation post, duty officers, operations, message center, and radio rooms. A staff of 60 Army and Navy officers were authorized to staff the HECP and HDCP continuously. Just take a walk down the stairs to your right and explore the inner workings of this post as if you were here during the final year of World War II. Wow, this is so cool. Up top here, which you can't get to, is an even bigger observation area. But standing here looking out from this one, is this out, all of this out there. Now I'm going back down past Battery Bingham 1 and 2, and also the Battery McCorkles numbers 1, 2, and 3, the way I came up. This is the South Surface magazine. This 1870s earth and concrete structure held ready ammunition for the huge Rodman guns in adjacent positions. The opening to your right held a lantern to light the interior without bringing an open flame into the powder storage area. That's this right here. And hopefully you can hear me. It's very, very echoey in here, of course, but hopefully the audio is picking up on this. This that we're looking at now is a 15-inch Rodman smoothbore. This plaque here to my left says it was an innovation in gun casting technology developed shortly before the Civil War by General Thomas Rodman, made it possible to cast these huge guns. A crack 15-man gun crew could load this 15-inch Rodman with 40 pounds of black powder and a 434-pound ball, aim it, and fire it once every 4 minutes. Originally, 4 men lifted and loaded the heavy projectile by hand. Wow. I read a plaque up above that said that this foundation right here is the only thing that remains of a two-story barrack that the soldiers were in. It says this is 1820. This solid brick structure protected the entrance to the main powder magazine from enemy projectiles. Continuing with the tour, this is Battery Jasper. It says here that this structure right here that I'm showing there were four powerful 10-inch disappearing rifles were mounted on the deck of Battery Jasper. These new breech-loading weapons each weighed 55 tons, had a range of 8.5 miles, and fired shells weighing 571 pounds. It says you can explore Battery Jasper's gun deck and a cave-like magazine or shell room beneath the gun deck, walking in the footsteps of soldiers who stood ready to defend against enemy attack. And this apparently was the powerhouse, it says, completed in 1910. It replaced the old generators inside Battery Jasper, which had been in operation since 1899. I was hoping to go up on top, but I guess I won't be able to. I'm not sure if it's locked up because it's close to the time when, you know, it's going to be closing, or if they just have it locked up for permanent, but it's pretty cool to see the outside of it. Wish I could go up top or go inside, but it doesn't look like that's going to be possible. It's very cool to see this, though. There's some other parts to this fort, but anyway, whoever's still watching this, thank you for hanging around. Again, this is Fort Moultrie in South Carolina.